March 10th, 2010. Wooing Dr. Diasti. Dear Dr. Diasti, thank you for coming to our rescue. At first, this may all appear quite daunting, but we have some amazing systems in place to monitor our cat's health, and our vet has access to all of this from her iPhone and from any computer. I have added you as one with vet access, so please do not accidentally delete information. Changes you make on the charts appear for all of us on our versions. That is both the beauty of the site and why we have to be very careful. This is where most of our cats' health records are kept, and only 7 of our staff and volunteers have access to this section. You can only log in with a Big Cat Rescue email address. I gave her one and then gave her a password. The census is all of our cats, their ages and species. 74 of our 120 cats are over the age of 15, so we are dealing with a lot of old age problems. These cats usually only live 10 to 12 years in zoos. Daily MedCharts are the dozen or so cats who are on meds daily. See the tabs at the bottom of the chart to click on the different cats. Our keepers log their initials to let the vet and our operations manager, Gail Ingham, know that the meds were taken. Documents has our USDA Program of Veterinary Care Agreement that we have to keep on site for USDA inspections. If you ever become our vet, we would need a similar document from you. How to give meds, our training guides, and a 25-minute video on how to use the sedation equipment and load the darts and jab stick. Med inventory is the running inventory of our medications on site and is kept up to date by one of our senior keepers. She also makes up the baggies for each of the cat's meds each day. These are a week in advance and kept under lock and key. This is the anesthetic protocol, and I think lions and tigers are somewhat different from each other in what works. These were from Dr. Wynn's notes, so more info is needed. Then I give the anesthetic protocols, which I'm not going to give here because I'm not a vet. The bold record archive is each of our cats and their medical history. The record archive, too, is for our cats who have passed on, but kept as a reference. This link is our main volunteer website where our 100-plus volunteers make daily observations about the cats. Then I give the link. These pages can only hold 500 entry each, so it will be a page ending in -2. Volunteers log the observations. The operations manager, Gail, checks them off after she checks on the cat, and our vet checks them off after she looks at the cat on her weekly rounds. If this is too much bother for you, we can print the list on paper, and then, after you have seen the cats, I will go in and check them off so that our volunteers know the cat has been seen by both the manager and the vet. In the left sidebar is a page called Food and Feces. Jamie, Veronica, and I look at it because it is the first indication that a cat is sick, and often when they leave food or have some weird feces. The food chart link is for those cats who are always poor doers, so we know what goes in them and what comes out. The link at the left, MedCharts, takes you off this site to the secure vet log site. Another link. And all of those are private, so you can't get to them anyway. The search feature on both sites is very good, so if you are looking for cats who have had hypertension, you can type that keyword and find the cat's charts. A lot of our files were handwritten and are on site, but they do not scan with the OCR well enough to be included in our searchable charts. I am planning to scan and post them for reference individually, though. That's since changed and they're all OCR. I emailed Dr. Wynn and said that I found a vet who was willing to help as a backup vet for when she is out of town or unavailable, and asked if she would mind showing this person around and sharing her experiences. Since yesterday was her day to do rounds here, I don't think she will be available again before Sunday. We had another volunteer vet here, Dr. Kelly Rice, but she lives in Bradenton, so she is having a hard time keeping up her hours as a volunteer. Dr. Wynn was always willing to let Dr. Rice help out on things, but Dr. Rice was only able to come out once or twice a month, and she is just too busy this time of year to come at all. Both women originally just came here to volunteer cleaning cages, but when I found out they were vets, I asked them to help with the veterinary stuff. Dr. Wynn apprenticed under Dr. Stacy Wadsworth for about 3 years, I think, before Dr. Stacy retired and moved out of state. Dr. Rice has only helped Dr. Wynn with a few procedures and usually prefers to clean cages when here. And then I give a whole bunch of our videos from vet videos from YouTube. And then There must have been a photo that I attached that isn't here because it says Dr. Wynn in green and Dr. Rice in yellow. The dark-haired woman assisting in these in the navy shirt is my daughter and our president, Jamie Veronica. She trained with Dr. Stacy in her clinic so that she could assist here way back 15 years or so ago. Jamie is on site 5 to 6 days a week and assists in all of the vet care as someone who can lure the cats into lockout, net them if they won't, and this is the kind of person who will hold on to an angry cat well enough that you will never have to worry about being scratched or bitten. She has been giving shots, fluids, and meds since she was 12, and she will be 30 this year. She also does our rehab work with bobcats. Naturally, I've been doing this for nearly 18 years as well, and I'm almost always available to assist. Anytime you have a few minutes, I would love to take you around, show you the cats in the facilities, and let you know the kind of routines we currently have and see how that may be able to fit with your schedule. I am happy to do the same separately for Dr. Randall if you don't want to both be away from the clinic at the same time. Babylon and I really like Dr. Randall as she is kind and has a gentle manner. Jack Talman thinks you hung the moon, and that is a good enough reference for me. I really enjoyed our conversation and look forward to working with you. For the cats, Carole Baskin. And I don't remember the details around it, but Dr. Diasti never became our vet. And I'm thinking it was just she was way too busy. And then Dr. Wynn has been doing it until Dr. Justin came, and then the two of them have been doing it ever since then. So there was only one time that we were really, really concerned about having another vet, and that was when Dr. Wynn was pregnant. And I think there may be something a little bit further in the future here that'll talk about that.